Okay. Om Shanti. Greetings from Chicago. My name is Piyash Bhattacharjee, and on behalf of Paisley Academy Arts and Fabrics, I would like to thank the Indian Embassy for giving us this opportunity to host the session. Well, I hope everybody is doing good and taking care. It is still lockdown, right? Like all over the world, it is still in a lockdown state. Most part of the world, yeah. And in this lockdown, the best place that we go to, or where we together where we together are in the house, is probably the kitchen, right? Whether you are trying a special meal, whether you are, kids are hanging around and trying out different snacks, or whatever the reason is, right? You are probably most of the time in the kitchen. At least for me, most of the time my family is in the kitchen, and I have got so many photos from friends that have never ever been in the kitchen in the past. They are sending photos that they are trying out so many recipes and trying out so many different things. And it's, of course, when I come to the conclusion that a lot of time is spent in the kitchen. Me too. I've been trying out recipes. But in the recent past, the last few days, or also in the past, I have been in the kitchen for many other reasons. And besides preparing a meal. And the reason that I'm mentioning it to you is something related to the topic. It's all about natural coloring, So I have been in the kitchen the past few days trying out different dyes. So completely from vegetables or from organic colors in general, because I have a very special soft corner for natural colors. And I'll let you know over the next few weeks, what we are trying and what we are actually aiming. And most, especially being an Indian, spices have a special corner, right? Every home, every Indian kitchen will have a special place where for spices. And not just among Indians, I probably believe in all across the globe, there are so many different things like herbs or different spices. And they can always amaze us with so many different things. But for today, I will let you know a little bit what I have used for my kitchen, and not, of course, from the kitchen, but also from natural colors. So naturally obtained dyes, okay, naturally obtained powders, I would say. So today what I have here is here. So I will show you what we have here. I have here, and we all know that nature is, is abundant, right? It has all the resources, right? It's a big resource of everything. Probably when you're not feeling that good, especially during the lockdown, we know how it's a good friend of ours. And organic colors are, of course, good for health, very good for the environment. So it's better that we team up with nature instead of going against it, right? And taking good care of the nature. And so we can get so many different things from nature. And we all know that, especially right now these days with eco-friendly colors or eco-friendly materials, right? We all know it. So today in this cup, I don't have a glass of water. I have a glass of turmeric. So turmeric is here for me to paint. So it's a little different, and I thought that maybe it would be a nice, interesting thing to know a little bit about us, what we do. And what you see here is nothing but juice of beet. Okay, of beet. It's pure beet. Okay, beet here. The beets that we eat, and it's very good for health. But besides that, is also wonderful to color with. It was so relaxing. I will let you know as we are working. And this is nothing but spinach. Okay, green is obtained from spinach. Besides that, I also have something else, which is madder, which I cannot show you probably, or I'll try to show you, which is more of an orange color. So I don't have a transparent glass here, but you can see the colors. I will show you over time. We just started the session now. It's more of a orange color. It is from madder. It's not from my kitchen though, but it is a naturally obtained root or plant. And also I have here black, which is black is obtained also naturally, and that is for my Cebula black. Okay, I will show you later as well. Chibula Black. So these are some of the items that I have here, and I will be working with these, just that. And for this, you just, besides the dyes or besides the colors, you also need a set of brushes. I just have some brushes. It's ideal is to have watercolor brushes probably, but you can use any brushes that you have at home. I have these gloves because my hands are getting stained each time I try to do something with these colors, but they are good for health. I'm not worried at all. But I'm going to put on my gloves so it looks good and it doesn't stain further. I'm also going to have a toothbrush and a palette here. So I'll show you. I have a palette and I have put some, I put some paints here. And by the way, which I did not mention yet, I also have wood. Wood is also something like, which gives us this beautiful blue. Okay, that is also from Indigo Optim. I live in the woods and we are also planting. I have a garden here. I'm also planting some indigo and we'll see how things unfold over time. Okay, so let's begin. I have, of course, a towel. Otherwise, you will keep on, staining. You need to clean your hands continuously. So if you were in my session last time, or I mean, not last time, but a few weeks back, you probably have seen this. We did this, okay, in one of the live sessions here, okay? So we have done this, which is tulip, and this we have done with using colored pencils, okay? Using colored pencils. Today, the same thing. You can see the difference, okay? Okay, just a little bit of a comparison. That's why I wanted to keep this as well, and I wanted to do this so that you can see. And this is all with the paints that I had just mentioned to you, okay? Nothing else. There is nothing else besides these. I have used this and it was absolutely relaxing, especially, when you are completely stressed out. It is definitely, you have to try it and see how beautiful it feels. So this is what we are going to do. And this also I tried doing, okay? This is something else. So, but for the class, I have drawn it previously. I will do a combination of this and that. I hope that sounds good because this will be kind of a repeat, okay? I don't have to teach the drawing because it is pretty simple, although I will be making some little points here, but I don't want to take this off because my main focus is on painting today, okay? It's on painting and showing you. So I will be doing little bit of drawings here with my markers, so the dry erase markers. Not great, but of course it works and it serves the purpose. So I have used one. I have used one from here. So I've used this. Probably it's not very clear, but it doesn't it should not cause any trouble or any problem to you because you will see as we are coloring, okay, as we are painting. And I have used one of those flowers and that leaf here. So it's a combination of both in order to show you. And just to let you, I do not want any, mixing colors unnecessarily. So I'm going to have each brush for each bowl or a glass. So there is, so that you can avoid mixing these colors unnecessarily. If you want to mix, of course you will mix. But if it's not needed, then we don't need to. And so I'm going to start with the very skinny brushes. And I'll start with the lighter color. Okay, I'm going to start with my turmeric. But I have here turmeric, okay? Turmeric, as I've added more water, and you need to have a little bit of a glass or a bowl of water in a very diluted form. So I think I'll start with the tulip, and then we have this lotus as well. So I'm going to start. Okay, so before I start, I think I'll show you how to draw. Maybe you were not there, or maybe it won't hurt. So let me first show that. Probably that will be easier. Okay. So to draw the tulips, I will just do the shape. Okay, I'll be focusing on the shape a little bit. So how is the shape like? It's nothing but nothing but an oval. Okay, an oval. Maybe it's not very clear. I'll do it here. Okay, it's an oval, and some of the petals. So this is the point, the base point, and I can loosely draw the petals. Try to loosely draw the petals. One petal there, another petal here. And then that's for this, okay? That is for this. The pencil drawing, this is not very clear. And I have done some leaves for the tulips. Tulips are so beautiful, right? And I'm just simply drawing the tulips. Okay. And I've also done one tulip here, one leaf here, and this joint. And you can also try to fold the leaf. It kind of looks more interesting. In such a way, you curl it, then do this with that. It's more like a V that I always tell my students. So you can draw this first, and then kind of try to draw like a V. It's probably a little easier that way. Yeah, I'll make it a little darker. So probably this is easier to see. Yeah. So one leaf, you could have done a few of these here too. It's up to you how you design it, right? And then another one. So this was this one, this particular one. And then this is the same one. It's a repeat. It's slightly different. It's the same, almost the same. It's just the petals are slightly open, okay? So it's nothing special or nothing different much. So that's all I did there. And for this, which will be, again, I have to erase this. Otherwise, we have to keep on moving the papers here and there. And you can come back, and if you want to refer this, you can go to the video and again check. But I would want to just erase it. But find a start point for this. Let's find a start point, okay? Maybe find a start point. And then you can keep on doing this petal. The different ways you can do, of course. But this is my point. Look, I'm always coming back to this, see? Naturally, I won't be able to create exactly, but every time you do it, something always a little different. I'm just trying to turn and try to move. I'm just trying to see it. It's kind of looking the same. And this is the stem. I don't need this circle anymore, a dot. You can try to create a bit more. Yeah, I turn out a bit different, but it's good. Right? So it's a combination of that. And the leaves are kind of interesting. You can do as many leaves you want, but my size of the paper, considering the size of the paper, I thought that only one leaf would be good enough. I'm just having another little stem. And look at the shape of this. It's more like a V or a Y. That's how we try to explain. So for now, this is good because you will be coloring anyways. And for watercolor, it's better to avoid pencils or to have the pencil lines very, very, very light. But so I'm just kind of draw as minimum as possible. Okay. But since we are doing a class here or a demo here, a session here, so it's so it was easier to do it with a little bit of pencil. Okay. So you can have, I could have done a smaller one probably here, or maybe do another tulip here, or one of these lotuses, I could have just done a little bit here. Okay. And then you can have more, can balance the greens and the leaves and the florals, the flowers. Try to balance it to have a kind of an interesting look. So that's the main part of the drawing. And as I mentioned, you can just repeat if your paper is big or a paper is small, you have to accordingly adjust so that it looks presentable and you can work well and it's easier. So as I already mentioned, I will have to keep it here. I hope you will be able to hear me well. So I will be now having my, so I have it on my palette, but I'm still showing it to you. This is probably a little easier to show. I'm tapping it because at the bottom you have the paint. I'm tapping it, so I have, so you see it's really, really, really watery. It's like watercolor. So my paper here is a watercolor paper, okay? So you can stir it to the bottom, stir nicely. This is all paint, okay? This is all the paint, or yeah. Now we will come back and do this. I will bring it down a little bit. So probably easier for me also to work and also for you also probably to see. And I will be starting with this, okay? I will start with this. I use a very thin aligner brush. And I have to probably use water because I like it in a diluted form. And keeping the center white. This is not extremely easy to show it this way, but I'm trying my best. I actually wanted to go outdoors and do the session today, but the weather is not that great. It's raining here. Because it's all about nature and see how much we can get the benefits of it. So chemical colors, of course, we all know it's nothing, not that I have to say something to you. We all know that everybody knows that it's not great, or anything in general, right? So we can, we can try these things also. But I'm experimenting a lot. I mean, I've been with this for a very long time. I study a lot, and I've been doing a lot of research, and I read a lot, and so I'm working and I'm practicing also quite a bit on my own. I have not much broadcasted this, but some of my close friends, they know this idea that I have. Now I'm using beet, juice of beet. Okay? Juice of beet. And so let it be little dry. Not dry, but let it kind of soak a little bit, let the paper take a little bit. Sometimes with the, sometimes with the dry brush, I can take out and blend it if I want to. Okay. Now I can take more white. So you can just go a little bit. This is interesting. This is so much fun. And this is so good for the environment. And, in India, we have, it's nothing new. So, but a lot of chemicals are really not good for health. How softly we try to create that. So I just showed you one petal. I'll be showing you the other petal. Even as I'm doing it right now, I feel so relaxed. It doesn't feel that I'm just, I'm live or, but it's very spontaneous. It's very relaxing. And a lot of ideas we have in our, I have in mind. Today we are doing it on paper. I mean, I'm doing it on paper today right now, but I I have other ideas in mind. I'll show you and I'll let you know over time. So it's not going to be only on paper. So, but over time, I will slowly inform everyone. So when it is a little bit wet, I'm still using the beet. So I'm working mainly right now with a spice, a favorite spice probably, right? In the Indian kitchen, a dash of, a dash of turmeric is probably a must in almost every food. I mean, many foods, right? I cannot generalize it, but yes. And this beet the color turned out so beautiful. You need to have a good control with the brush. See? Now, madder is I'm very fond of madder, I'm just madder. So madder gives that orange color and orange reddish and that kind of a color. It's very beautiful. So I'm going to take a little bit of madder. As I mentioned, it's definitely not from the kitchen, but it's found in nature. It's a plant. You can get the roots or, so I have madder here and a little touch of different kind of orange. Okay. See? Now, while it is wet, I'll take a bit of wood, kind of that indigo blue. Okay. Very, very, very little. And so I will show you how the color is. Where do I show? Maybe I'll show you here. It's very light. So see? Right? It's very light. So I'm going to work between the petals because it's not show a little bit of the shadow. And the watercolor effect is so beautiful. You can always, go step up, step down. You can try to make it darker, lighter, up to you. Right? Now I have a little bit of Chabula black. There are many other things. And yeah, I will let you know over time. Right. This is a bit of black that I have applied here. Okay. So I'll come back to it after a few minutes again because it's wet. I like it that way, but I'll come back to it again. Now on my brush, I have spinach, juice of spinach. They're good for health. But if my hands are getting really messy, I don't worry because it's not unhealthy. But of course, I will wash my hands after painting. Not sure if you can see it. It's very light, so you probably won't be able to see it. I will show you what we are doing. It's very, very light because it's so. I can see that there is, the light, and because of the light, you're probably not being able to see that, and because it's so wet. that's okay. I can see it as green. And you can see that there too. And you can even mix the indigo blue, I mean the wood, as well as a little bit of turmeric to create that kind of a interesting greenish effect. Not green, greenish effect. Also applying a little bit of turmeric to give a little bit of fish touch to it. And so I'm mixing the spinach with some indigo or this wood. Now probably you see a little bit, right? But once it's dry and you have it close, you take a closer look, you'll be able to see it. I purposely did a little bit dark because for the, because for the class, so they can see it better. But those are those lighter versions. See these. So you can do even lighter versions to whatever you like. But since it is all on camera, and I don't know how much is visible during the session, so I purposely a little bit darker for class. But it's completely up to you, your choice. And a little bit of so this. And I continuously have a bit of this green. The whole thing with water is absolutely interesting and so relaxing. You can go a little bit, crazy, a little bit, experiment a little bit, but there are a lot of recipes. Okay, therefore I am very, very involved with this, and it's been quite a while. And not only just with the natural color to natural dyeing, but something else. I will, as we move, it takes a lot of time to organize these things. Not super easy, but I'm not complaining. So it takes some time, but it's so much fun. So. Now I hope you can see some of the colors. Right. So as it is getting a little bit dry, we can go and do the other. I can always wash my brush, or it's better to have two different brushes. So let me do this a little bit more, and then maybe you can see it. So there's a little space between the two leaves, right? And then you can do the tip of the brush, tip of the leaf. I didn't have space for this. Yeah. So, and yeah, see, it's very good for the environment. So that the leftover paint that I have, I will refrigerate it, or if I just don't want it, if it's over, I can just, throw it in the yard, and it won't cause any harm to the environment. So these days, it is not only these days, especially these days, as we're understanding that how important it is for us to take care of the environment. And So this is something. So this has got nothing to do with my COVID sudden desire. It's not that. I've been doing this for quite a while now, I would say. But it takes a lot of time to let people know, because I have to be ready first. I'm just doing a lot with wood here. And I have also planted indigo. So I have indigo in my, yeah. And madder is so beautiful. My God. And there are many others too. But right now we're just talking about these because these are the ones that we are using right now. I just don't want to go off topic. So I have right now here, and I can use that same green spinach and mix a little bit with that blue. I have lived in Germany for many years, and long back, really long back. So, and there also people are much into the naturalistic way of living, and so I saw that. So it's many countries, especially as I was saying. So these days we know it very, very, very well. Okay. Oops. I wanted to go on the deck and do this, but weather did not permit. And now I'm going to do the inner part of the leaf. The leaves here are also very interesting, for these type of plants. So I take a lot of yellow now. I'm going to wiggle, 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 wiggle. And I slowly try to. Okay. Okay. So we have to wait for it to dry a little bit. I love this black. But I'm also preparing another way black. I will let you know again, as I mentioned. I hope we will be able to discuss that. When preparing black some other way. Here. And a bit challenging to do it here right now, but I'm trying. Okay. So it just dries up, and you can take and increase what you want to do. Okay. We come back to this later again. I'll hold it close to you, try to hold the camera after this is done. But since it is really live, I have some limitations for sure. And I'm not sitting in front of this paper. I'm on the side and trying to, I'm looking at the screen and trying to paint. So it has a bit of challenge, but I'm enjoying. But I'm just letting you know. Okay. Now I can take my spinach. So we are so focused on eating organic food or eating the best quality, as much as possible. But other things sometimes we may not. Sometimes, at least in the past, I had often not noticed, but also using these in our natural clothing. For some of the solution, I have also used a little bit of lime extract. Okay. Okay. I can see pretty well here. I don't know how much, but make it a little bit dark. But you can always adjust and do what you choose. A little bit of light also. Okay, you go and do this. Do this tulip. I'll do that more of little pink and less of yellow. Okay, so I'm using little yellow like that. And you see, we all know the benefits of turmeric, right? I keep that point a little white because of the, because of the highlighted areas. I was actually in the thought, should I do the tulips again? But then I thought, why not? Because it's a way to compare and see the different medium, the different type of things that I've used. So here I've used colored pencils, as to discuss. And if you have not seen it, if you want to, you can check on the page. It's still there. The video is there. Again, the beetroot, the juice of beet. The time also, I have to finish it on time. Finish it on time. So I'm trying to see how much I can do. So that, Okay. Create this little shadow. Little, there's a gap between these, between these petals. So you can do a little bit of shadow if you want to. So casting on this, or you can just simply do mix those colors also to create, instead of doing this. If you want something else, you can experiment. I'm going to take a dry brush. to soften it. That was it, and I might have to come back again to it, but not now. Not now. Okay. So now this type of natural dyes I have not taught my students yet. We have students where we have these online classes, and we have not done all this yet. But I just wanted to show you all. The main things that we work with are other store-bought supplies. Okay, so now I will go and immediately do the other flower here. Again, I'm going to have a little bit of, now have mixed a little bit of yellow and a little bit of beet red. So it's moving the hand. So not much of paint, but depending on what you're doing, honestly. So and okay, so I'm building my petals now. I'm building the petals. I'm trying to color them. This is my start point. Here I'm going back, trying to paint them slowly, and then we can add other touches too. So, and slowly. Okay. So I'm being a little quick, but at home you can have a lot of time and you can do your way. Excuse me. So this is the petal at the center, and keeping it a little white. Doing art is very relaxing, yeah, and especially these kind is even more. I mean, I'm just saying about my personal experience. I'm sharing mine, and you might have another favorite medium of yours. And so these are very interesting to create these colors. And no, I created this actually yesterday. So not that I did it today, and it's been more than 30 hours or even more. So this is something with that, okay? So now I can add a dash of yellow. It would have been much easier if I would have sat, just in front of it. I would have the paper right in front of me. But I like mixing the colors too. But also I have to let it dry, and I don't have too much time to wait or let it dry to an extent. I meant not completely dry, but to an extent. I'm going back to the palette all the time. And each time I try and experiment with different other the colors and mix them, I kind of get all these interesting effects. Yeah. So I wish it could have. It's not. It's still very wet. It's quite wet. So there I have used more of yellow, and here I didn't use that much of yellow. However, so I will be doing, and I will be sharing more about this on our YouTube channel. We have just started it. It's been a little more than a week, I guess, but I have not even mentioned that 21 March list, like a few people. And it takes so much time to organize and create this, and then, I just have one video that has been video there. If you ever happen to be there, you can see this. It's a video that shows our students who created that contributed towards the calendar, 2020 calendar. So that's the only video I have. And these things, I have plans on putting it on the YouTube, but it will take me a bit of time. But I don't know. Sometimes it's just, I just don't know. Yeah. So, and on our Facebook page also, I have, I'll be updating. So I'll see what way I can do and how to think. So it takes a bit of time even for me to know how I would like to create it and how I can do it. So, yeah. You see, so it has to be really has to be a little dry. Otherwise, I'm not being able to show more of that. But I hope now this part is now dry. You see, this part is a little dry. I can add a dash of beet. Yeah, the beet, it's beautiful color. It's a beautiful color. And beet mixed with a little bit of indigo. Oh my God, that's so gorgeous. I love that color. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but however, I'll try to hold it a little closer. I'm creating another petal here, maybe another there. This is all a mix of colors. Okay. Maybe you can create another one there. And see, right? Yeah. So I wish I could have waited a bit longer, but time is a factor. So I like to mix the spinach and the wood, kind of gives me the bluish green. So I will be touching a bit of it here. So you can see the tip of my brush. So some parts you can see, and these things we can create in detail once it's a little bit more dry. Okay, if you want to create that way, or if you want a lighter finish, it's okay. If you want some other colors, it's okay. And I'm coming back and I'm trying. Natural colors are really beautiful. So and you can draw other things too. I think, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I would have done a few more leaves here. I prefer to have a few more leaves, but that's not important to really show, but you can also do a few more. Again, beat, little bit of beat I have added. So the beat is very interesting. So once it is dry, or I can take that some paint out. Yeah. So if you want some lighter colors, I am doing it a little bit dark because, as I mentioned already, because it's on camera and I intend to do it a little bit dark. And I kind of like when it kind of drips. So do another one here if you wanted to. Yeah. So, and all the speckles that you see there, that's the background. Okay. And do a few of these grassy effect if you want to. You can. But I'm just showing you how to do that, do this. You can create that. And if you, in order to create those little, little speckles, little dots, I can take a toothbrush, dip it in a paint, and then you have to hold it flat. So I will not be able to do it right now here probably. I feel, let me see. When I have a toothbrush, I have some paint, and then I'm kind of doing this brush is all for art. So I have a brush that is completely for art. I have few of my brushes that is completely made for art. My hands all messy. So holding it this way. And created this speckled effect, little dot, dot, dot. You can use and change from color. You can do back and forth and change colors continuously. It's up to you what colors you like, as I always mention. So, a little closer effect. But if you spend more time, then of course you can spend more time and think what you want to do rather than working in a hurry. I quickly did this because I had to finish this in an hour, less than an hour. So it's almost time that I was able to kind of complete it. But you can spend more time and create more other interesting things, maybe different kind of flowers, maybe do rose, or maybe just in general, many other things like spring colors, fall colors, so many other things, right? You have to experiment and see. I am actually in this journey, and I do a lot with these natural colors, and also there are so many recipes too. Okay, so that's what we tried to do, a very quick session using our turmeric and our beet, spinach, and I had madder, and I also had woad for my blue, like indigo blue, and what did I have? And yeah, I think and then black, the black. Okay, so that was what we created. So you can compare and see one final time, and yeah, you can see the different different colors and different styles, more like a watercolor kind of a thing. So I hope you can color and relax by using some of the very basic things that you have in your kitchen, or try to experiment a little bit. And we are in this journey, so please please like our Facebook page and follow us a little bit. And I will be posting and I will be sharing more on YouTube. But there I'll be trying to go more into details because I'll be doing it over time. And that's what the plan is. That's why it's taking so much time. But I won't be sticking only onto paper. So I will let you know over time what our intentions are and what our goal is. And there are quite a number of things that we are planning on. And it takes a lot of time, but certainly it is very, very, very relaxing, very rewarding, because it helps me to keep my helps me to stay patient, stay calm, very relaxing, and it's very fulfilling. Like I feel very satisfied. So I hope we are able to share a little bit of positive energy all across the globe, and do try it, because art is for everybody, for anybody. So it would be wonderful that if you let us know if you have ever done something that was very interesting. I'm very open to ideas, and my students, I work with like 200 to 150 students, and the parents that I'm connected to, their parents. So we try to have a very I try to communicate as much as possible. So it's always all about little sharing ideas and sharing little art. So you never run out of it. You never run out of positive energy. So especially this lockdown, try to do something very innovative. So okay, so that was it for the session today. I hope I could share a little bit from my side to you, and maybe I hope you did enjoy it. And yeah, so hopefully next week we'll come up with something else. And join me again next week. And on behalf of Paisley Academy Arts and Fabrics, I thank you for joining me, and I thank the Indian Embassy wholeheartedly for giving us this opportunity. Please do take care, stay safe, always be creative, and stay curious and innovative. So it's all about staying positive and happy. Okay, please take care. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.